Hey folks, Stephen from Market Direct Campers in Brisbane. Today we're going to do a walk around on the ROBSON XTT, our premier camper trailer. Let's take a look. So folks, before you pick your trailer up, there's a few things you need to do. First one is we need an electronic brake controller fitted to your vehicle. That will activate the brakes in the trailer. It's a requirement by law. If you want to charge the battery in the trailer while you're driving along, you will also need a 50 amp Anderson plug fitted to the back of the vehicle near the tow bar. This will give us a constant power supply to charge the battery. The next thing we're going to require you to do is when you turn up, we need your tow ball removed, leave the tow tongue in the vehicle, then it's just a matter of the handover staff putting the coupling in, doing the nut up, and we're ready to hook it up to your vehicle. I'm going to take you through the hookup using our DO35 coupling with a breakaway system, show the basics. A few major components we're going to play with. The trailer plug itself. In this particular case it's a 12 pin. Our trailer is fitted with a breakaway system. In most states you're required to have a 12 pin fitted to your vehicle. Consult with your salesperson whether it applies to you. With the breakaway system in most states, you'll need the Anderson plug to be able to hook up. Another law requirement for the breakaway system, our breakaway system. Simply a matter of hooking this up to the main tow bar, not the safety chains of the vehicle. So if something does happen, it'll pull the pin out, activate the brakes, stop the trailer, hopefully without too much damage. So the XTT and all of our Caravans are fitted with a vehicle components DO35 coupling. I've adjusted the height on the jockey wheel to clear the pin on the tow bar. Now simply a matter of pulling across to above the pin, lower the jockey wheel down. It'll basically self-center on the pin. Take the weight off the jockey wheel, depress the red lever or red pin in. That locks the DO35. Can't come away at that. Dust cover fitted to the top. Ready to hit the road. Important to use the dust cover, keeps the dust and sand out of the top. We have two safety chains to hook up to the main tow bar. When you're hooking the safety chains up, make sure you crisscross them. Now by crisscrossing the chains, we form this cradle. Means that if the trailer comes off the vehicle, for whatever reason, it's going to come down into that cradle. Hopefully support it off the ground, make the procedure to stop a lot safer than what it would have been. Next part, our breakaway system. This needs to be hooked up to the tow bar itself. Don't hook it into the safety shackles that are already on there. In this case, I'm just going to put it over the top of the tow bar, feed it through, pick it back up so it's looped around the whole tow bar now. Do up a little D-shackle for her. Make sure it's tight and can't fall out. That's our safety harness in place. Trailer leaves the vehicle, pulls that out, pulls the pin out on the breakaway system, activates the brakes on the trailer. Should stop it very quickly. So we're down to our last couple of things now. Light fitting, as I said, this one's got the 12 pin plug fitted to it. Simply slides in position, make sure it's all the way in, it locks down. Anderson plug, locks in. After you've set your vehicle up, you may want to use a couple of zip ties just to secure some of this stuff so it's an easy hook up on your vehicle. Always a good safety feature. Every time you hook it up, just get your partner or somebody to have a look at the tail lights. Make sure that the indicators and brake lights are working. Jockey wheels are next procedure. Simply a matter, wind it up, take the weight off the back of the vehicle, pull the pin out, rotate the jockey wheel around, make sure it locks back into place. Everything's up out of the way. To unhitch, simply a matter of the reverse, press the button in, slide the catch, release the button, wind the jockey wheel back off. Pull the handbrake on, locks the trailer in position, lift high enough to clear the DO35 and drive the vehicle away. So we've got to the stage now, we've found a good level campsite. If the trailer's got to be moved, always ensure that the jockey wheel is in the fully lowered position. That's its strongest position to be in, especially for a sideways movement. At that point there, we can move the trailer around where we like. After I've got it where I think's level on our ground, chock the wheels if necessary. We'll then put the stabiliser legs down before we open anything up. So your trailer's fitted with 4 stabiliser legs. Just a matter of dropping the 4 legs down, stabilise the trailer so you can move around in it. Take the weight of the stabiliser leg, pull on the blue handle, let it rotate down. Then it's only a matter, wind the leg down until it makes contact with the ground. To put it up, simply the reverse. Again, pull the handle, lift up into position, you're ready to drive away. So folks, we're going to fill the water tank up. Make sure we're using a food grade hose, it'll keep the plastic taste out of the tank. Insert the key, quarter turn anti-clockwise, take the cap out. Fill the tank up, have the tap on about 1/3 volume. Water will bubble back out of the breather when it's full. Then it's simply a matter of putting the cap back in the same position, quarter turn, lock, remove the key. So I'm going to show you how to install the gas bottle, but just a couple of quick points of interest up the front of the trailer here. 20 litre jerry can holder. When you've got your jerry can, use one of the straps that we supply to go over the top to lock it into position. If you're worried about theft, a piece of wire rope with a padlock will do the job for us. Gas container, simply a matter of unhooking the latch on both sides, opening the front up. To install the gas bottle, undo the other latch inside here, set your gas bottle into position, do the latch back up, make sure the gas bottle can't go anywhere. Then we're simply just going to take the gas line, hook it up into the gas bottle. Always remember that a gas connection is an opposite thread. So when you're screwing this in, it's anti-clockwise. When you're taking it out, it's clockwise. Make sure you've got a firm seal. Turn the gas on. Gas will go down to the kitchen area now that we'll be looking at later. Then it's just simply a matter of closing our container back up. So quick safety check on the gas. Turn the gas off where you're traveling is usually advisable. And of course it's a gas container. Don't have any naked flames around it. So we're going to have a look at the power and the distribution board in the XTT. Simply open our door. Sticker giving us battery voltages here, telling us not to let the battery get below 12 volts. Main power, on and off switch. We get a volt reading and an amp reading straight away. So we've got the 4 switches on the distribution board: hot water, fridge, water gauges, water pump, and the spare, as it's marked, is for the DC outlets inside the trailer and around the kitchen area. So we turn our power on, red light comes on. If the red light doesn't come on, one of these circuit breakers will need resetting. Just press back in and reset. So our water meters, self-explanatory. Analog gauge, front tank, back tank, empty, full. So back driver's side corner of the XTT, we have our 240 volt inlet. If you look inside the 240 volt inlet, it is only made for a 15 amp plug. It will not take a 10 amp one. If you're going to plug it in to a 10 amp lead at home to charge it, you're going to need the amphibian adapter to go from 15 amp back to 10 amp. I'll show you the RCD. RCD stands for residual current device. It's the same as the one you've got on your house. If we get an overload, it flicks out. So the RCD I mentioned, the cover here flicks up out of the way. If it flicks out, it'll go down. To reset, just flick it back up. So we come to the storage compartments on our XTT. So first compartment on the toolbox, fridge slide. Open the door, simple process to open the fridge slide. We've got our major travel bolt, press the blue lever down, slide your fridge all the way out. So I've got 2 tie downs at the back and a couple of slots here at the front in the tray to use the belts that are supplied to tie your fridge down. It's essential you tie the fridge down, stop it moving around on road and certainly off road. So to plug your fridge in, we supply a 12 volt plug and an Anderson plug. The Anderson plug's the most secure and best way to plug the fridge in. Use a 12 volt for lights outside here, and that's all just positioned up here behind the light switch for the cavity. Closing, press the blue lever back down, slide in, make sure you hear it engage, just check it, and then put the travel bolt back down. So next, after the front fridge slide, in here on pickup you'll find all the poles you need, including the ones for the inside as well as the shower tent. Storage goes right through. Wind down handle for the stabilizer legs is in here as well. On the bottom here, pantry drawer. Push the blue lever in, undoes the lock, push back in. Make sure it's engaged. Close the door behind it. So our XTT is quite unique. One of the only camper trailer I sell that runs a dual fridge slide. For those of you that don't want to run 2 fridges, great storage area. Buy a plastic bin, sit it inside the fridge slide, it'll slide out like a drawer. So to open our fridge slide / drawer up, depress your blue lever, let it go, pull out till it locks in position. Because it's designed as a twin fridge slide, we've also got the breathers on this side for the fridge for the heat that it generates. If you're not going to use this area for a fridge, tape these over. It'll stop anything coming in. If you are going to run it for a fridge, run them as a standard vent. We've got a hook up in here for our 12 volt connector, an Anderson plug, and as well as the light switch positioned up in the top corner here. So in the drawer, we've got everything that's going to be there when you pick your trailer up. Anderson plug to plug our solar panel into the boat rack. DO35 coupling that'll be fitted to your vehicle. Wheel nut spinner, fire extinguisher, a number of straps to strap your fridges down, LED strip lights, and a full set of keys. To close this drawer, simply depress your blue lever, push in, make sure it's locked and secure. Simply close the door, ready to head off again. Bit more storage for us. We've got the pole holders that go right through to the other side. One more drawer here, plenty of storage. So we have a quick look at the shower. Simply a matter of pulling your shower hose out. Hot cold water on the back here is the water flow, full strength and off. If you want to have it set up to wash your hands down on the beach, very simple. As you would at home, use the hot and cold water to control the temperature. So to pack the shower back up, simply wind the hose around. Shower hose sits across the top. Close the door and lock it. To successfully operate the hot water system in the XTT, the flue cover has to be removed. So first up, we open up the protection door. Read the instructions that are written on the plastic front. Basically, top, 2 thumbs in, push and remove. Replacement when you're packing up, same thing. On from the bottom, push the top in, close the door, ready to hit the road. So in the event that we have to recover the trailer, first point is disconnect from the vehicle. Do not try and recover the trailer while it's still connected to the vehicle. Use the rated recovery points only. We have one of these each side. Should make it a bit easier to get it out if you do get stuck. Opening and setting up the kitchen. Simply open up the door, undo the travel bolt, depress the blue lever, slide all the way out. We've got the stabilising leg for the kitchen as well. Basically just a piece of pipe sticking out, goes into the recess on the bottom of the kitchen. Lift the kitchen up a bit, tighten the thumb screw, stabilises it. So we've slid our kitchen right out now. Simply a matter of undoing the bungee cord, folding the extra shelf over, and there's a couple of holes on this side to get into position. Put our tap up into position, open the glass cover for the hot plates. We have the small extension shelf at the end here as well. A couple of connections to make to get the kitchen functional. Hook up the gas, hook up the power, and get the drain water to come out the bottom. All those are located in this compartment here. Simply a matter of pulling each one out, feeding back through the hole in the bottom of the sink. And with your drain water, you can either hook that up to another hose or have it going straight into a bucket. Just make sure you dispose of the grey water in a responsible manner. So the gas is a bayonet fitting, quarter turn. Remove the stopper, insert the gas line and push in, and rotate around till you feel it click in, lock into place. To get power for the Pizio ignition, simply a matter of using one of the 12-volt outlets here, plugging our power in, that'll be the ignition source taken care of. So we've hooked up our gas, we've got our power hooked up, ready to light the kitchen up, cook a meal on it. Simply a matter of rotate till you get the big flame on the top, depress, hit the ignition. Burner's going, it's all lit up, ready to cook a meal on. So quick, easy pack up of the kitchen. Unplug our 12-volt, unplug our gas line simply by depressing and turning. Pull our gas line and our 12-volt back in. Close your door. Make sure you use the latches to keep the door shut. When you're traveling along off-roading, if that's not on, the drawers can come open and it'll make it difficult to try and get the kitchen out. Make sure you put the tap down. If you've been using the cookers, make sure they've cooled down sufficiently to close the glass lid. Fold the shelf over. Make sure you use the bungee cord to engage. Everything else is shut. We're ready to slide the kitchen in now. Simply press your blue lever down, slide all the way in. Make sure the blue lever engages. Quick tug to make sure it's there. Put the safety barrel bolt down, close our door, and the kitchen's all packed up. So quick word on maintenance. It's got to happen. You've got to keep your trailer looking good. It's got to be safe for your family to use. Please go to our website, Market Direct Campers, download the manual that we provide for your particular trailer. Go to the masterclasses, watch every one. There's a wealth of information to be had. A quick thing about wheel nuts on camper trailers. When you pick your trailer up from the showroom, I encourage you to get your wheel nut spinner out. Check the wheel nuts yourself before you leave. Simply a matter, tighten and check them. When you leave the showroom, it's important at 50 kilometres, check them again. Check them again at 200 kilometres. If you're out off-roading and camping with the family, check them every morning before you move out. So up in the drawbar here, we'll find a plaque that gives you a tightening sequence for the wheel nuts, gives you the appropriate torque setting to use, and the maintenance sequence to follow as well. Very important. Well folks, that wraps up the XTT for the day. What I want you to do now, hook the trailer up, go out and make some memories in it. Escape with confidence. Welcome to Market Direct Group.